Sometimes the best bet is to throw it all away and start over.
Yeah.
Our goal at Best Motorcycle Roads is to make your next motorcycle trip the best it can be.
The bottom line is you need to do a gear review. There have actually been advancements, Todd, in the 2000s. But I'm keeping my boots.
All right.
So now what? This is part 2 of a 2-part series where I threatened to throw all... Well, actually, I'm doing it. I'm throwing all my motorcycle gear away. If you didn't listen to the last episode, I had just gotten back from a 5,200-mile ride. And, we had a great time. It was 12 days, Seattle, from Iowa to Seattle and back. Everything from 95-degree with wind to 47-degree mornings. So, I mean, it was a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's a
which
lot.
is good. I mean, so now what? Maybe I was thinking I just walk through the gear that I have, and then we can walk through some ideas where I'm thinking so. The bottom line of this kind of is getting gear that just works well together. Not put on, take off, put on, shove this in this bag, go get it. Where'd I put the rain gear? That kind of thing. Okay. So kind of like being a little more organized, being very organized, and being very particular about the gear. So basically I have 2 riding jackets that I use, both Joe Rocket. One's mesh, and one I think they just call, what do they call it?
Textile?
Textile, I thought. Yeah. That sounds weird though, doesn't it?
It does sound weird.
Even the mesh on this ride was too hot and sticky. It was where the armor is great. You need armor for when you're gonna, if you in the event that you crash. But oh my gosh, it was just so crazy. And then the particular mesh jacket I have, I think, was more of like a standard or sport bike riding jacket. So right in the like butt cheeks area, and I've had this problem before. It has like a flap kind of. On that flap is like a Joe Rocket reflective sticker. Not a sticker. It's more like a plastic thing, right?
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Well, the stupid jacket is so friggin' old that thing must have like turned into
glue.
Yeah, like it's went back to its original. It's halfway back to its original state of being petroleum. And so, 95-degree day and petroleum sticks to the leather on my backrest. Actually, I think it was on the bottom part of my seat, not even up to the backrest.
Yeah.
So you'd sit there, and pretty soon you're like, I'm stuck. I cannot move, So like, then you're pissed. So you do like a whippity your butt cheeks over. It ain't good. So first of all, that was too old. Number 2, I mean, this stuff looks like it was black, and it looks green now because it's faded so bad in the sun. Yeah, and then it's big. Like, it's big gear.
Oh, to fold up and put it into a bag, you mean?
Yeah, so like, what I generally done in the past, if it's rained, is I'll take off that jacket and put the rain gear on.
Yeah.
Okay, if I do that, then I'm not wearing armor anymore. I'm just wearing a rain vest or a jacket,
Yeah.
But then I can't fit it into a bag, like, So it's like just a hot mess.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm getting rid of that. The textile jacket's no better because it's even bigger. The mesh jacket.
When you say it's bigger, it's thicker, like bulkier.
But it's not
bulkier.
The analogy is this: the Joe Rockets, all these things are sleeping bags, and they come in a bag.
Right.
I need to get them back in the bag that came in, and they don't fit back there anymore because whatever happened when I took them out, they don't fit back in there. So it's all well and good when you wear it on the way, but then if you want to switch something out, they don't make a bag big enough. You'd have a trailer,
True.
So we'll talk more about this as we go along. So, and I do have a pair of mesh pants that I've wore over the years, but again, they're huge. Like, the mesh should be smaller than regular pants. Like, but I don't know, somehow the secrets of NASA gear or something.
Do those also have like armor in
They
them?
do. I've taken most of it out.
Oh.
No, it's always flexible. All
flexible.
the armor is
Okay,
flexible.
all right.
Yeah, all the armor is flexible. So then when I've been riding with, so then for a long time I wore shorts, no pants. So that was probably not the best choice, especially when I hit a deer with a motorcycle with it,
Right.
End up with some serious road rash. And then now what I've been wearing is very comfortable pants. I love them. They're actually, I think, fishing pants. They're water resistant, which is pretty slick if it get a little bit of rain or a little bit of this, that. But they're fishing pants. They're probably a quarter of a millimeter thick.
Yeah, right.
You know,
no protection.
None. Not even a little. Not even a little. But they are nice because they have different pockets, like a cargo pant almost. So I like the concept of the pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to my side bags are packed to the gills. I brought my stupid bike cover, but then it barely fit because I did a trunk relocation on the bike. So I get the first place I do it, I'm like, giving it the old freaking, put your shoulder into it, man, because you're like, oh, sure,
of course, we
this
didn't
is
think of
4 inches
that.
back now, know.
So that's what it was. Your trunk went 4 inches back, but
Right.
the cover that
Stayed
you
the
had
same.
stayed the same.
And then I'm pretty sure I brought the full cover, which I didn't even realize I had a half and a full. So the full cover is probably, it took up a quarter of a bag at least, if not more.
at least, yeah.
So that was frustrating. I only used it one time because
couldn't get it over there?
No, Mark's son had like a covered parking.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So like, I don't know, but like I really want to have that half width.
Yeah.
So, this is back to where you're filling everything up so full you can't even get anything out if you need it.
Right.
And then when it got cold, I ended up, when it was 47, I ended up putting my raincoat over the mesh because it was so cold. I mean, like, it was cold.
Yeah.
So like layering, right? So let's see, pretty much everything that's wrong with the gear that I have. I love my boots. I'll talk about those in a little bit, but
I was just going to ask, is there any piece of equipment that you have that you like that you're going to keep? It sounds like
the boots,
everything else going away. Okay.
the boots.
All right, well, we'll come back to that.
Yeah. Any thoughts about any of that, Todd? Or like, what are you thinking about maybe your gear a little bit?
Well, I mean, yeah, now you've got me thinking. I mean, you haven't talked about your gloves yet. I'm assuming
Right.
you're going to talk about gloves because I know that's where I struggle a little bit because I've got 3 pair of gloves that I use for different times, but none of them are perfect
Right.
because they all have issues. And so when you initially chose all this gear that you're currently using, like why did you pick Joe Rocket jackets or Joe Rocket pants? Or...
Sure. No reason on the Joe Rocket. I mean, for me, I'm a bigger guy and not everybody has large sizes. So Joe Rocket has bigger sizes, which thank you for them for that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was because I wanted the mesh. I wanted the protection, but I wanted the mesh because, I mean, almost never do I get too hot. I would say too cold riding. So I would just pick up all the mesh gear and use that. But it is bulkier because most of that mesh has 2 layers of mesh. It's not like just mesh. Like now I think you can get some Kevlar or this, that,
Oh, yeah.
There wasn't really that out then, This is probably 2010, 5 to 10. So
Okay.
it's 15 years old.
Yeah. And then when you put your raincoat over your jacket you had on, was that like too much bulk at that point, or
It
was that...
fit and it was comfortable because it was 47 degrees out and you're freezing your nards off. But yeah, I mean, it was just like, it wasn't comfortable, and then you put your rain gloves over, then you just feel like you're like that kid in the summer, you see those little toddlers that are
Christmas
walking
story.
around with like, if I fall down, I'd need someone to come pick me up. So yeah, I mean, it was all of those things. Plus, like, that was a lot for not really, wouldn't say I was like perfectly comfortable after all that.
Yeah. So have you done some research? Do you have like a plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. No.
Here's get to it when you get
yeah,
to it.
yeah.
Okay.
Here's the plan. So basically, what I've looked into, and if there's anybody out there that has better ideas on this, I'd love to hear it. But as far as I can tell, there's a company named Bonn Body Armor, and they really seem to be almost the only choice. I found a couple other ones, and all of them are out of stock or no longer making it in a lot of European. So just note that, like, in Europe, people ride motorcycles more often, more seasons. And I think partially is because everything's more compact. So, like, it's easier to, even in the winter, it's not terrible to ride a motorcycle a short distance. But they're very geared up in Europe. So I think you'll see a lot of European stuff. So Bonn Body Armor seems about to be the only people in the U.S. that has it. So basically what it is
that B-O-H-N?
O-H-N. Yeah,
okay.
Bonn. Basically what it is I'll call it underwear, like it's long underwear with armor in it for your legs, and it's a very thin mesh with armor in it they call it a shirt. So you would be wearing your regular underwear, your under, like a t-shirt, then you wear the mesh top and then the mesh pants. Then you can put over pants, whatever you want to on it.
Such as...
I would still use like my fishing pants.
Oh yeah, okay.
You can wear jeans over the top of it as well. So it's just really form-fitting, tight, like the leggings or tight, the winter stuff. But it's all designed. You can buy warm gear or cold gear.
I was just gonna ask.
They have both.
Okay, this sounds like I'd be hot because I get hot all the
Right.
time.
So they have the cool riding gear, and then
Okay.
they have the warm riding gear. And everything is compatible. So you can take all your armor out of one and put it in the other. So if you bought a shell for the winter, you don't have to buy armor and shell.
Oh, so it's separate. Like,
Right.
Oh, nice.
Now, I don't know that you'd want to be doing, if you wanted to have 2 or 3 pairs for a trip, I don't know if you'd want to be doing that, but I think you'd have to do it because otherwise we'd run into the same freaking problem I've
You'd
had.
have too much crap.
I need a trailer again. So this is, I'm looking into this and get back to you, but what I really, really like about this, then you wear that and then now you throw a hoodie on. You throw a thin sweatshirt on. You throw something else on, and now it's that layering effect,
Yeah.
And you don't need to have a separate, go down and buy a cool Indian sweatshirt or go down and buy a cool zip up that you like. You don't have to worry about it being armored because the armor's under.
Gotcha.
So your base layer is your armor. And so then the gloves. I mean, I have a pair of mesh leather Icon gloves. I love them. They're form fitted, but now they're almost too big for my hands. So I don't know can you shrink them?
Yeah, that I don't
know.
because they've stretched out.
Yeah, I don't know.
They get wet.
I think my hands may have shrunk a little or something. I don't know. I've lost a little weight, so I think there was a little of that. But they're so great. But still, those are my best fitting gloves, and they still are too big for my thumbs and fingers. And you're trying to run these buttons. I mean, the Goldwing, I have like an aircraft carrier. There's a checklist that you have to be on before you can start this thing.
Yeah.
So, one, I want to get some really decent gloves that are probably mesh.
So, Bonn does not have.
They don't sell gloves.
Okay.
So I'm looking for a glove brand.
So let us know.
Yeah, I'm open. I love my boots. I have Thoroughgood American Heritage Midnight Series 6-inch boots that have been awesome. And by the way, I think we've talked about the traveling boot heater.
Yeah.
That I absolutely hated.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I love it now because I realize that what it is it's a really compact 2 heating elements that go in your boots. Well, what I did this last time is I put a t-shirt over them for night, trapped the heat in them. Oh my gosh, the best thing ever.
And you're doing that to dry the boot out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just do it every night no matter what, just because I figure
But it's
my
not
feet
to make
sweat.
warm boots. It's
No.
It's
to dry
them out.
Yeah, you don't want wet boots. Everything's bad.
Yeah.
So I love the boots. I think a good quality leather pair of boots. That's what I like. There's riding boots. There's plenty of them. I've had those. They're nice too. But I would definitely be bringing that. I fit that in there in my dryer, and you wouldn't even have it just fits in the smash between everything else.
Yeah.
And the helmet, I don't know what to do with the helmet. I would love. I mean, everybody has an opinion on a helmet.
So, what are the characteristics of your helmet that you don't like? This is about your 3rd or 4th helmet, honestly. 6th? I don't know. It seems like you're
Keep going.
I know. It seems like you get helmets.
I mean, I've had at least 4 HJCs, 2 Scorpions. I've had a Schubert. I've had a Shoei. So, I mean, I've spent $700 15 years ago, so probably $1,000 helmet now to $100 helmet. I've never loved one yet.
Yeah. But what about them don't you love?
Well, I don't like the price of the Schubert and the Shoei.
Yeah.
That's $1,000, and now you buy HJCs for like $250. But I mean, it feels like your head's falling off if you and I like to ride with our windshield lower, get some air, and then it's like a freaking blower, and there's no wind stoppage, and if you shut the thing like you're supposed to, it's like a sauna in there, which I love saunas, but not when I'm riding down the road. I don't want to, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
So, I know. A helmet to me needs to be lightweight, so you don't have that extra. But it also can't pick up wind currents and make turbulence. And I want them to be quiet inside. That's why we wear, earplugs all the time because.
And that's what you do. I mean, I wear the earplugs, and I've finally gotten everybody else wearing them now, finally, because they're terrible. It's terribly loud.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, and that's where Brad on this last trip that we went to, He actually went in with some of the, because you can plug into the Sennas with a headphones, and he got some, and I think he's going to get some fitted wired ones.
Yeah.
And that might be the ticket. I mean, it really might be. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Because I'm also thinking then you take those stupid speakers out and maybe you have a little room in there that your head doesn't just. My head tends to just get squashed.
Yeah, squashed. Yeah. Front and back, or side to side, or all.
Well, yeah. A lot of times my nose will touch the face shield if it's all the way down.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we're looking for suggestions
Helmets.
for. It's got to be an oblong shape then. Just deeper somehow.
I
So
don't
your
know.
nose isn't.
I'll try them all.
But yeah,
and what you learn about helmets is that they only make like, if they go extra small to call it triple extra large, there's still only like, they only make like 3 shells.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I'm on the freaking high end, shoving my head up into a shell. So yeah.
I don't even know the name of the helmet I have right now, the brand. I was on a trip, my wife and I were on a trip, and her visor fell apart. Like, we use the modular helmets. And it just, like, the guts of it just fell apart. It was like an HJC. And so the thing was all cockeyed. So we stopped at a motorcycle shop.
Yeah.
And she starts looking for a helmet. Well, she found one that fit her.
Right.
And that's all we were looking for.
Right.
And then I was like, it didn't match mine. So I'm just like, mine was kind of getting loose. I'm like, I'll just get one too. So we had matching helmets. But they're kind of like generic, no name. I mean, they're fine. But
well, and the other thing I really like to do, I really like to have the tinted shield because, and that broke too because I think I dropped my helmet this time. Now I can't move my stupid drop down sunglass thing. And so then that's like, like stuck. So I don't know. But, thing about it is even with that $700 Schubert that I had, the thing, I watched it roll down the friggin' concrete one day and I'm like, that's about $100 a roll. It's like,
I hate that. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, okay, so then I buy that $250 helmet or a $700 helmet. Then you charge me another $100 because I want a tinted windshield. Can't I have the one tinted I want with it? No.
I know.
That's not for you, sir.
I pull into a gas station. I take my helmet off. I put it on the passenger seat. I fill up with gas, and then I forget it sitting there. And I pull away to go park. And the thing just rolls through the parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I don't know.
So if we fix all the gear problems, we fix all the helmet problems, and I'm also going to, after I sort that out, I'm going to look at some heated gear, I think, too.
Oh, yeah. Battery?
That's what almost everything's battery now, but there are some plug-in. But yeah. So that's pants, vest, gloves.
I was going to ask about your socks. I mean, they make, like, battery-operated or battery-warmed socks.
My feet rarely get cold so far, so maybe that's just a me thing. But yeah, I think the most interested I'm in is legs. I still got a pretty good insulation around here, and I got heated seat and grips. But like the snobby BMW guys say, the heated grips are only in case to dry your gloves out. They're not to keep your hands warm. That's what the heated gloves are for.
I see.
But no, I'm going to check that out because there's a lot of heated liners and so I've been looking at that as well.
Okay.
And looking as far as rain gear goes, I'm looking at the Harley stuff because I think it's the best. I really do, and I think it folds up tight. Yeah. And then I started looking. They have some glove liners that are heated too. So yeah. Okay, so after that we can start talking about bags.
So this isn't just your riding gear.
No, I'm throwing it all out.
This is luggage.
I'm not. Hopefully, I don't throw the motorcycle out with it. So I used a rear seat bag this time, and it was good. It was Curie Icon. It's weird because it opens from the ends only, which is kind of good and kind of bad. It stacks. I had 2, a big one and a smaller one, connected together, stacked.
Yep.
So that was kind of nice. So, you got to start imagining if you ever want to get into your bag when you're on the bike, how are you going to do that? Especially if it's got a top lift and you're stacking them.
Oh, I see.
So, I would say the Curie Icon rolls were okay. 6 out of 10. I bought a Curie Icon rack bag that goes on the back of the trunk. 15 seconds after we got back on the road after the rain gear, whooping, that thing went flying off, never to be seen again. That's somewhere in, I don't know.
Oh, you
on
lost
Highway
it for
90
good.
somewhere.
No kidding.
Well, yeah, it was gone. What are you gonna do? Turn around on the interstate, go back, and then start looking for it?
True. Yeah.
There was
No,
an
no,
insider tip that I did hear about that, though. One of the guys on the forum said that Amazon sells backpack covers that are all different sizes, so you can look for one that fits your bag. Mm-hmm. Now, I bought a Curie Icon trunk bag. Not their fault, but it wasn't wide enough for the head, the passenger like neck part. So like it just didn't fit well enough.
Oh,
so I'm gonna give that to Brad and see if it fits on your guys, because I think it'll fit on yours. Because I think your like neck or whatever backrest
Yeah.
is thinner than mine.
I see.
But I loved it because it had like pockets on the outside, and then you could open it.
Yeah.
And I did like that part. But then a complete fail on the Goldwing, which needs to take notes from the Harley, is the Harleys open their trunks to the side.
Yeah, right.
Well, now I get my rear tail bag loaded up on my back seat.
Oh, and you can't lift your
And I have
trunk.
another trunk bag on top. So, I got about 4 to 5 inches of opening space,
Right.
So, I don't know. So, I'm going to keep looking for trunk bags because I really like your trunk bag when we're on the road. You've got that trunk bag that you use. And I think they're awesome. That fit on the rack on the back
Yeah,
trunk.
and now that you say that, I haven't had anything in the passenger
The real
seat.
Yeah, right.
So I've always been able to open even with that trunk bag on.
Correct.
But yeah, if I've got that stacked up high, I wouldn't be
Oh,
able
and I
to.
have a gallon jug sitting there too, by the way.
right,
So
right.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
So that's that. As far as I have this really brilliant idea to take the inside of my trunk and put all the power in my lid, and then I could have all my power stuff up there. Well, that was a terrible idea. I think I'm going to move the power stuff down to the perimeter because like every time I open it, everything that I had Velcroed there is like down below. Shut the door, it gets in the thing. I'm sticking cords out, in, out, like. So I've got positive power, keyed power, and I've got all-time power in there because it's really nice. Sometimes you go in to a restaurant, plug the Senna in for just that little cap, But yeah, so I got to rework that. The power is a good idea,
Yeah.
but then you still want to keep room. I think some people do, at least for a helmet in there once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, you don't put a helmet in there, but
I don't. Right now I don't, because I put a sign that says free helmet on when I get out and I go in, hoping maybe somebody will take it.
it looked really cool when you had all that electronic
did.
stuff mounted up
It
there.
looked
you
great.
You covered it
Oh,
with...
yeah, I had a piece of plastic over it. Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Except it doesn't work.
That's too bad.
Yeah, so we'll have to go back to the drawing board on that one, but that's okay.
Lessons learned.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's I'd like to get a lot of people have the bag liners so they can pull in and out. I don't know. I put tools in one side, never go get them. And on the other side, I put, left side, I put all my tools and stuff. The right side, I put the rain gear cover, stuff a pair of mesh pants in there. But I'd really like to have that end up being the rain gear spot and the cover spot. And then I think it is nice once in a while to have a little space extra for something you might purchase. So,
All right, so you talked about Bonn Armor is going to be the gear that you wear, you think. I mean, you have...
I haven't found even another brand, so
Okay.
yeah.
Now, what about the luggage issues now? What are you going to do?
I don't know. So
No plan yet.
we got a mention from Viking Bags, got a hold of us, and they're sending us a bag to test as well. So I'm going to test that one. And then I don't know what we'll do after that. I mean, I'm thinking, I haven't seen anything perfect. There's one, I don't know if it's a Saddleman or a Curie Icon that has kind of half moon on the back. That would be perfect for the Goldwing, but there again, height problems, like it can't get too tall because that thing comes right over there. So that will be something to think about.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I'd be curious what people that are not riding Goldwings do, because I think almost every trunk I have seen goes forward.
Except for Harley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So props to Harley on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. The seat, we talked about that slightly in the last episode, I mean, I have a very expensive seat on my bike that came with it. The Ultimate seat. It's nice. It was very expensive. It doesn't, for me, 90 minutes and I'm out. I mean, am I too fat? I don't know. I mean, maybe that's it, right?
Will it fit my bike? I need a seat.
The new one?
Yeah.
No.
No, it won't.
So, I mean, I'm still a Russell Daylong fan,
Yeah.
The problem there, of course, is it's not a problem, but you have to take your stock seat and send it in to get fixed. So,
Winter project.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what everyone says. So it's like
Yeah.
booked out to who knows when right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I need to think about that a little bit more as well. And then finally, I think the only last thing just after this 52, I need my handlebars back just a little bit more. An inch or two, honestly, I think. I think I'm still have a residual little tricep problem from that. But yeah, the Heli risers, Heli sells risers for mini bikes. Just up and back, like back 2 inch, I think is what it feels like.
Yeah.
Up just to, I think that'd be perfect then. But yeah, that's my complaints. So I'm on the quest, man. I'm on a quest.
I'm looking forward to seeing all this. It's too bad you're going to do it all at once. That's expensive to.
Well, I'll be
replace all
selling
this.
some stuff.
Oh, okay.
You know, some motorcycle stuff, some other things that I can find.
How about all those 12 helmets you've had in the past?
I wish they were worth anything.
Oh, all right.
It might be worth $1 a piece. So yeah, that's my thoughts and reasons why I'm ditching.
So we need suggestions for helmets, gloves,
Yep.
and some bags. So,
Maybe bags, yeah. Like
maybe
what
bags.
What are you using? What works well for you? Is there any tips and tricks? You know,
and you're on a Goldwing, a 22
Yep.
Goldwing, so that might make a difference.
I would also say I'm curious what with people on multi-ride trips, are you taking your entire bag in? Because I have this other thought that maybe I just leave the bag on the bike and pull the liner, you know, even if it's an exterior bag, you know, add on. Because this Curie Icon I have in zips from the side, like I'm thinking I could put a bag in the bag, just pull the whole innards out and go with it. So that's another thought. I'm just curious if anyone does that, you know. And I'm sure we'll get the ones. That thing has so much luggage space, man. I could pack in a, you know.
Just get a trailer, man.
I use a large wallet to pack my entire weekend. Who needs to change clothes? So, all right. This is a section we call the Toolkit. We share motorcycle gear. I think we've kind of covered the Toolkit a little bit, Todd. Bonn Body Armor, Russell Daylung seats, and then just looking for those suggestions if we could get anybody's ideas. Really with the helmet, I'd love to see what people's mileage mostly has been on them. I mean, I don't know. A lot of guys will say a couple, 3 years. Some guys say I've had it for 20 years. First time I was at the Tail of Dragon, I think the guy had a 1982 Kawasaki, and I think the helmet matched.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, why do you like the... I mean, everyone has their opinions on helmets, but, like, why do you like the one you have? What features do you have to have that you can't live without? I've never found the ventilation of any helmet to be as good as they say, and that's where I struggle.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I wish there was a way to get it airflow. Like, dang, man, I mean, I almost want a mesh helmet, really. I mean, like, who cares, right? If you can get it to not whistle at you.
Right.
So, yeah, and gloves. What gloves are you using? I don't know. I'm sure a custom pair of gloves is probably going to cost you a couple $100. But is there something like?
And do you need ones that have like touch pads on them so you can?
I don't have anything touchpad.
Okay,
for me.
But it has to be thin enough so it's accurate where you're pushing things. And
where I have a problem with, and I think part of it is I have a very large palm and short fingers.
Yeah.
And so what I find is I end up having like 2 millimeters of glove at the end.
Hanging over.
If there's any, I don't know if there's a way to fix that or if there's
short finger gloves.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested because
Yeah.
I like a nice pair of mesh gloves. I would like a nicer pair of, but maybe then I can figure that I can put these liners or something over these and use heated, but I don't know.
And maybe there's a custom glove maker that we don't know about. That might be nice.
Some man in Pakistan that knows how to make gloves. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other thoughts on Toolkit for this time around, Todd?
No, I think you've covered it. That's pretty good.
You've overcovered it, mister.
You've overcovered.
All right. Well, if you liked the podcast today, please like and subscribe or sign up for our BMR Rider Alerts. It's our way of keeping you in the loop, and we promise no spam.
Yeah, keep the spirit of adventure alive, and remember, bikes, friends, and endless roads, the stories ride forever. Take care.